Wow. You see, Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali are not joking. So today in Lagos, Nigeria, I think it's in Lagos or so. Yes, it's Lagos, Nigeria. They are celebrating ECOWAS 50th anniversary, meaning that ECOWAS had been in existence for 50 good years. So they're celebrating it. I think they're doing one party like that wherever in Lagos, Nigeria. So um the AES confederation, I don't know how they call them, but that comprises of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. They came into an agreement that whosoever wants to meet them, like all these partnerships they do where people come to their countries to meet the head of state or the president at it is, maybe you're coming to Burkina Faso, you want to meet Ibrahim Traore, you need to call other presidents, like the three of them have to meet. So now, since ECOWAS has its own as ECOWAS, they have their own, which is the AES, and all the Sahel countries and all that. So they have come together to say that nobody will come to them again to say, that time we just want to check your oil sector to know, want to plunge money into the oil sector. No, that will no longer work. And they also talked about Germany, how Germany used to support one of these countries in the past. And then they told them they were insisting on going back to civilian regime. And they said no, they have to be in the military regime. Because, see, let me tell you something about life. Most investors will not want to put money into a place that they know that somebody can just wake up one morning and the government will not work and it will turn things. So they like to invest in a stable economy. And then at that time they were like, oh, they didn't want anything in return. And they also did not like the fact that this particular country, one of the three countries, was having a romance affair with Putin. I don't know if you get all the magu on the ground happening. So this African issue is something that I wish that it is not only three, presidents that are fighting it. I wish that there will be more than three. What is their problem? They are saying that, okay, we in Burkina Faso, we don't have good leaders. And they knew that the only way they could take over, because the thing is, as far as they go through a civilian regime, the bad people will still come back, just like it's happening in some other African countries. It has happened in Nigeria, it's still happening, where you see that people are not doing the right thing, but they keep voting them into power because they will tell you, oh, this person has done 4 years, he has to complete the next 4 years, and the next one again, they will still go and not do well. Some people, I believe that some people in Nigeria, some politicians just want to be president. They just want to bear the name, the title president. It's not like they want it for anything. Just the name president. That's just what they want. I don't know if you get. Now, because they are going into this thing and they don't have an agenda, they don't have a vision, they just go into it because they feel that they just want to go into it. They don't have anything to offer. Now, with this new rule, the new law that says that, before you discuss with the Burkina Faso president, before you discuss with the Malian president, before you discuss with a Niger president, you have to call other two presidents to be there, so that it will no longer be that you're coming to a single person, just like in ECOWAS now. ECOWAS is the body that is supposed to checkmate those countries that are under it. And you remember, the thing is, when all these things happen, ECOWAS called them to say, okay, they want to settle them, but that they want them to hand over power to civilian rule. So they said, no, you can't do that, because when we are suffering, none of you in ECOWAS come to us to give us aid. Rather, you people want us to be under an administration that is not favoring us, is not working for the purpose that it was. So they don't say no, they are going their separate ways. They tried as much as possible. And now one of them, the new method they are following now is that in the three African countries that have broken out, they have a leader. I think I think the Mali guy is their leader, is their president. It's like having ECOWAS as a body, so their own is AES. So they are, a body. So they now meet, they have their different feedbacks. They do, that is, for example, now a Niger minister can meet a Burkina Faso minister, Burkina Faso minister can meet a Niger minister, like that. They meet, they give reports. So since the Mali guy is their president for now in the AES, he's the one that receives most of these reports, then they sit down and talk about it. To me, I feel that it's a welcome development, even though people say, oh, it's bad to topple the government. But if things were going well, I don't think those guys would topple the government. And for those who are asking, oh, that they feel that they should topple the government so that they too will have a new government. See, it is not about you having a new government, right? It is not about you having a new government. It is about you having people who have the mind, who have the conscience to lead. It's about you having the grace to actually see people lead and do the right thing. That is leadership. Leadership is not when you feel that, oh, you don't need to do anything. You just sit down, become president, sit down, become this minister, you sit down, become commissioner, or you become governor, and you just sit down doing nothing. No, it's hard work. It is serious hard work. So you need to put in your best to be able. Okay, look at now the liberation that has happened in Africa, in Burkina Faso, in Mali, and in Niger. Just imagine that all African countries also tilt towards that or agrees to have the same vision with them. I tell you for free, Africa will be liberated for life. You all know that these people don't come to us to give us anything for free. They must rob Peter to pay Paul. They must do something that will make you feel that, oh, do you understand? They will do something. So they are trying to, even when the UN, was it the UN, one of these US aid people, they decided to stop giving aid to Niger. Niger did not care. After the other guy who was playing ball with them, left as president, was removed, they toppled the government. He now decided not to answer them. He was doing his own thing. When they had flood, I think late last year, they sent people there to go and give them, relief material, but they never told the president. They went behind him because they don't want to recognize him as the president. These are the issues. Have you not seen that even in Nigeria, when people are going into campaigns and all, you hear that, oh, the president of this particular country is supporting this person, that because they have interest in African politics, because they know that if they don't play ball, the person who is coming into power, or if they don't support the right candidate that will play ball with them, they are going to fail. They won't be able to come into each African country to take all their natural resources to go and refine it and send it back. Now, in Nigeria, in the whole world, you see this cable, this Nigerian cable for wiring is the best in the whole world. I'm not saying Africa, in the whole world. Okay, now in some African countries, they have gold, some have diamonds, some have so many things. But how do we harness these things if we continue to beef on each other? Now, some people will say, oh, South Africa is better than Nigeria. The other will say Ghana is better than Nigeria. Is that what we are going to continue with? That's why the people keep laughing at us and say, oh, thank God, oh, they are still fighting. But if we keep our fight aside and our presidents come together to make it, somebody will say, the moment Nigeria is better, every other country will be better. Nigerians say, no, please, let your country be better. Nobody should wait for Nigeria because we don't know when it will be better. Can you imagine somebody saying that? Just imagine that. So I'm so happy for these Sahel countries who have decided that they are going to take the bull by the horn. They will not allow anybody disrespect them, look down on them, and make them feel less. So I am so, so happy that they have taken the bull by the horn, and they are also making out, strategizing, meeting with people. And I'm like, for real? And like I told you, in Burkina Faso, the 3 camps, they have the rules even to foreigners. In Burkina Faso, a foreigner cannot buy a land anymore. And anybody who is coming into that place to do business must surely train the people there. The Burkina people, you train them and you also teach them how to maintain machines, which is very good. Do you understand? It's very, very good. And I think this is what Nigerian government should emulate. But they won't do. The next thing they will do is to arrest people who have come out to speak. How do you do that? How do you arrest people who have come out to speak? So I'm so happy with what Ibrahim Traore is doing with his other counterparts. They are trying as much as possible to keep Africa on the right track. With all their new policies coming up and all. Oh, beautiful. A wonderful upload. And I feel like Ibrahim Traore is rubbing off on these people the right way. This is how communication, friendship should be. When you relate to people in a mutual form, in a very educated, I don't know the word to use, because it has made them to grow their own economy also. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts.